Have you ever noticed how just one person crossing your path can completely change your emotional state? Maybe someone who speaks with contempt, someone who interrupts, someone who seems to feed on conflict. Many times you start the day feeling good, confident, and focused. And within minutes you find yourself irritated, tense, and trapped in repetitive thoughts. Your mind returns to the scene again and again, recreating dialogues, imagining better responses, reliving the discomfort. And without realizing it, you give hours of your life to someone who does not deserve even seconds of your attention. Living with people we consider unbearable is one of the hardest tests of modern life, because we cannot simply escape them. They are at work, in the family, in traffic, and on social media. But what if the real problem was never their behavior, but the power you give them over your mind? Today we will dive deeply into the practical wisdom of Stoicism to learn how to build a solid inner fortress, a mental armor that does not depend on the external world to remain firm. You will realize that no one can throw you off balance without your permission, and that calm is not something mystical or unreachable, but a trainable skill developed through practice and awareness. Stoicism begins with one of the most liberating ideas ever formulated: the dichotomy of control. Everything that exists can be divided between what depends on us and what does not. Our opinions, choices, values, attitudes, and judgments are under our control, while the actions of others, their words, reactions, and intentions are completely outside our reach. When you try to control what does not depend on you, the inevitable result is frustration, emotional exhaustion, and anger. Trying to change a difficult person is like trying to convince fire not to burn. Marcus Aurelius wrote that early in the morning, we should remind ourselves that we will meet selfish, ungrateful, and arrogant people, not because the world is bad, but because human beings act according to their limitations. When you accept this reality, something changes inside you. You stop expecting the world to be fair and begin preparing yourself to deal with it. Calm is born from acceptance, not denial. The more you fight reality, the more you suffer. The more you understand it, the stronger you become. Epictetus taught that it is not events that disturb us, but the judgment we make about them. A word only hurts if you decide it has that power. When someone behaves in an unbearable way, your mind quickly creates a narrative. This person disrespected me. This person tried to diminish me. This person is wrong. And it is this narrative that generates anger. When you learn to observe your thoughts without identifying with them, you realize that you can choose another interpretation. Maybe that person is insecure, maybe frustrated, maybe simply repeating patterns learned throughout life. When you remove the personal weight from the situation, the emotion loses intensity. Think of difficult people as natural obstacles of existence, like heat, cold, or rain. You do not revolt against the rain, you adapt. This shift in perspective is a constant practice but deeply liberating. If up to this point you already feel your view of conflict changing, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. By doing so, you help this content reach more people who need to regain control over their own minds. The first technique is the Stoic pause. When someone says something provocative, your automatic impulse is to respond. The Stoic creates an interval. A few seconds of silence are enough to remember that you own your reaction. Ask yourself whether responding now will improve or worsen the situation. Most of the time, silence is a much more powerful response. The second technique is cognitive empathy. This does not mean accepting abuse, but understanding that unbearable people are often dominated by emotions they do not know how to control. Seneca said that the ignorant person is the one who does not know himself. When you see the other as someone lost, anger transforms into clarity. The third technique is future visualization. Imagine this situation in 1 month, 1 year, 5 years. It almost always completely loses its importance. Using time as a filter drastically reduces the emotional impact of the present. Remaining calm in the face of chaos is a demonstration of inner power. Those who get irritated easily are easily controlled. Those who remain serene preserve their freedom. Stoicism does not teach passivity but self-mastery. You can stand firm without losing composure. Offensive words only strike those who open the door to them. Protecting your inner space is a daily duty. When you maintain your values, posture and clarity provocations lose their effect. The best response to an unbearable person is not becoming like them. Much of irritation is born from a wounded ego. When someone contradicts, criticizes, or ignores us, we feel our identity is under attack. The Stoics taught that the ego is a fragile construction. The more you identify with it, the more vulnerable you become. Learning to observe the ego without obeying it is one of the greatest signs of emotional maturity. When you no longer need to prove anything to anyone, calm becomes natural. Tranquility is not born only in moments of conflict. It is built daily through simple habits, such as reflecting on what is under your control, mentally reviewing your reactions at the end of the day, practicing conscious silence, and carefully choosing which battles are worth fighting. Each difficult interaction is a training opportunity. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. We live in an era of constant stimulation. Social media amplifies conflicts, extreme opinions, and provocations. Stoicism becomes even more relevant in this context. Learning not to react impulsively to comments, criticism, and virtual attacks is a modern application of an ancient philosophy. Protecting the mind today is an act of courage. Every unbearable person can be seen as added weight in mental training. Just as the body grows under resistance, the mind strengthens under challenge. When you see provocations as opportunities for practice, the role of the other changes completely. They stop being an enemy and become an involuntary instructor. From today on, see every difficult person as a chance to strengthen your virtue. Calm does not mean absence of emotion, but mastery over it. If you made it this far, leave a comment saying which idea resonated most with you. Share this video with someone who lives trapped in irritation. Together we can build a stronger, clearer, and freer mind. Until the next video, stay firm.